All right, hello everyone. We are setting up here for hole number, which was a 7. Hole 7, which is going to be the par 4. It is going to be a very challenging par 4. So I am going to go with extra mile because it's kind of a last resort. I really don't have any extra option to do here. So you're going to see me do this with an extra mile. Additionally, as long as you have a sniper 7, it's going to be good enough. This is going to be your baseline for what you need for this hole. You want to have a back spin shot in your arsenal, and you also want to have a top spin. You never know if you're going to mess up the drive, especially using a extra mile. We are going to go with a Titan ball to be a little on the safe side. And here we're going to, let's see what we got. Some more sniper cards, castaways. Woo! So let's go ahead, jump into hole 7 here. And so one of the things that I want to stress is you can see how big the target is on this fairway. You need to be somewhat precise here. What I recommend is always cranking the full top spin here. And if you don't think that you can go full power, which I think I can, then you'll back off of the power. But since I believe, I might just go into dark orange here, especially with a Titan ball. If I land a little bit shorter, it won't be death. So you're going to see me just go orange here, just to be cautious. And you see that I do this with right curl. What that does is it gets it, and there you're seeing a lot of fairway rolled out. So you do have to worry about, the chance that it does go long. So there you see, I'm hitting it very much to the max of what you can do on that drive. And I went into the orange. But it was also a very lucky rollout from the fairway. So you saw the way that I rolled out from that fairway. You don't always get that bounce. So, I had the potential to be 15 yards shorter than that with the exact same shot. So keep that in mind. In fact, let's just watch this guy's play out. Let's see if he gets up there. And you can see his isn't running out as much. So this is exactly kind of what I was talking about. He landed very similarly, and he's only in the 370s. So we had very, very similar shots and very, very different results. Now, what I want to mention about 4 here is I usually do an under adjustment. So here you can see when I'm at the 390 range, I'm going to do more of an under adjustment for my rings. And there you can see I'm kind of setting it up right there. I might only go maybe 5, and I'm going to play much more towards min clubs, so maybe 5 1/4 here. And that's what you can kind of see me setting up for here, right around there. 5 1/4, 5 1/2 rings, somewhere in there. It's the second time I great balled this today. So I've yet to hit a perfect, but you can, I actually got fringe too. So 2 bad breaks. Not only did I great ball, but I also, and fringing that for the second hop is very, very hard. I've maybe only seen that fringe on the second hop a handful of times in my day. That was, a very, very bad break for that second bounce. What I recommend is my opponent do the exact same thing I just did. Otherwise, he's going to need to hit this right at min club, maybe even off of some power. Yes, there you go. Yeah, you got it. So same thing would apply if he was going to do it. He would just kind of shot copy me, and he would only play maybe 4 1/2, 5 rings, but probably 5 rings because he is towards max power. This is going to be too much. Unfortunately, you need to take off some power here. I'm not sure why he's not, especially with the great ball. I don't even think he's going to hit. Oh, wow. Whew. So very, very good there. I'm a little surprised as to that. I was anticipating maybe a little bit, when he hit that great ball there, I was anticipating it might catch that left rough because you can see that the fairway narrows. He had room to do that, the fairway to the right, but you had to avoid going left. And when he went left, that scared me. But as you can see, he's good. And, you know, 2 ways to birdie it. So keep that in mind. The way that my opponent did it, it's going to be harder to make. The way that I did it, straightforward, we can easily make the make. I've played it twice. I've great balled it twice. So, you know, great balls are going to take you out of it permanently. Like, there's no way that I can hit a great ball and, you know, get that hole. So when you see me go for this bunker shot, I play it very close to max. Just a shade under 6 rings is what you're going to see me go here. And perfect ball. It's going to be very, you know, bounce specific, being very precise. There you can see I don't have much rollout either. So 1.77 going to be very effective. And I know my opponent has a guardian. He cannot do that shot. So, no, okay, so he can do it, but he couldn't get it up that close. So you really need 2.5 topspin. And sometimes you'll see guys play this island. I don't recommend it at all, especially if you have a katana on. It's more than enough to... If you guys have seen my island hop, in fact, you're going to see my island hop because there's no way I'm going for that bunker shot when putting's involved. There's absolutely a 0% chance of me doing that. And you can see kind of firsthand why you don't go for that island. It can bounce a variety of different ways. Getting it on that green can be a bit of a challenge and just a little bit of too much of a risk. It's not worth quite taking. But, you know, all things considered, it's a good thing you got to see both shots. You got to see 2 different ways to play it. I do want to encourage you to know that way that my opponent did it. You might have to do that. If you don't get your drive down to where we did, you can't put the ball on the rough with the target, and I recommend doing that layup that you saw my opponent doing. Just be very cautious with your setup because, you know, if you, especially when you go to curl it, if you hit great balls left, it's going to push left of the target line because it's downwind and it's pushing. So it'll usually hook too much when you go for the curl. And if you want to actually make it, you have to use about half curl plus full side spin to get it back over there. So it's very hard to get it back to the hole, but it's it can be a very, you know, safe way for you to, you know, avoid par, is knowing that shot, especially, you know, in Tour 9, for example. You know, you never know. You could get, you know, wind straight in the face after a perfect drive, and you might not be able to hit the shot that I just did. So knowing that fairway bounce shot is very important as well. So keep that in mind. You know, it's about 2 topspin, 2 to 3, depending on your land zone. I feel a little bit more comfortable with it having 3 topspin. The way that my opponent did it, you know, very, very risky shot. You can hit the downslope just wrong and not have enough topspin to get it to the green there very easily. So, you know, it's all dependent upon the bounce. And what I like to do is I like to land it a little bit shorter with 3 topspin. That way it runs out, it has enough to get to the hole, and you can land a little bit shorter, you hit less of that downslope. So keep those tips in mind, and I think you'll have great success, whichever way you try to do it there. Good luck, and see you guys for hole number 8.